Today, I'll tell you a story about a boy and a rat who become friends. In the start of movie, we see the best chef in Paris is Auguste Gusteau. He's so famous that he keeps other restaurant owners worried. He wrote a book that helps people cook delicious food. Some people don't believe you can learn to cook just from a book. Later, a rat named Remy comes out of a window. Many rats live in the city, and Remy is special because he can tell if food is good or bad just by smelling it. One day, some rat finds some vanilla cake. As he's about to eat it, he smells rat poison and warns his friend not to eat it. This shows how much he cares for his friends. His father is proud of him for being so smart. Remy loves good food and believes that if he eats well, he'll have a great day. But his father warns him not to steal food from kitchens. Remy asks why they can't steal food, and his father replies that they shouldn't steal, even though they're rats. His father warns that going near people and their kitchens is dangerous. Despite this, Remy thinks people have great food and make amazing discoveries. Remy went into a house to steal food. He saw a cooking show on TV with Chef Auguste Gusteau. When the house owner came into the kitchen, Remy quickly ran out the window. Later, while bringing a mushroom home, Remy met his brother. They climbed onto a big building to cook together, but were struck by lightning and fell. Remy smelled some fried mushrooms and thought they'd taste better with saffron. His brother asked where to find saffron, so Remy ran to get some. While looking for the saffron, Remy found a book by Chef Gusteau. His brother asked if he could read it. Remy said he could a little. Remy got the jar of saffron and saw Chef Gusteau's show on TV. He learned that Chef Gusteau had died, which made him very sad. Just then, the housewife woke up and tried to shoot them, but her gun was jammed with an umbrella. She then aimed and shot at the rats. Remy and his brother ran around to escape. Remy's brother climbed onto a chandelier. When the woman tried to shoot again, she found her gun was out of bullets and started reloading. Meanwhile, Remy tried to help his brother but accidentally got stuck in the chandelier. The woman fired her gun one last time, and soon after, the roof collapsed. Hundreds of rats came out. After being shot at, everyone ran for their lives. Remy kept running with the book while trying to escape. They crossed a river through paddy fields, but Remy couldn't get on the boat with the other rats. The woman shot at him, but the boat sailed into a tunnel. Remy soon lost his entire family and couldn't reach them. He called out for his father, but got no reply. He fell but managed to hold onto the book and survive. He found a safe spot in the tunnel and waited for his family. Alone, Remy read Chef Gusteau's book and felt very hungry seeing all the delicious food. He started talking to Gusteau's picture in the book. Gusteau told him that to survive, he should go upstairs and not steal food. Instead, he should cook for others. Remy climbed up the tunnel and found a party with delicious food. He saw a butter bun and wanted to eat it. Gusteau's image appeared again and reminded him that cooks don't steal food. They cook for others. Remy put the butter bun down and ran upstairs again. He climbed through several pipes and finally reached the roof. Looking at the Eiffel Tower, he realized he'd been in Paris. He saw Gusteau's picture and said, "You brought me to your restaurant." Excited, Remy ran into the restaurant. Inside, he saw chefs cooking all kinds of food. The head chef was in charge. A new employee, Alfredo Linguini, came in and handed the head chef a letter. The head chef said they'd call Linguini if they needed him. Nearby, a man mentioned they needed a kitchen helper. The head chef then assigned Linguini the job of cleaning the kitchen. The head chef didn't open or read Linguini's letter. Remy watched from above. Gusteau told Remy that everyone in the kitchen was part of the team. Remy doubted that Linguini could ever be a chef. Gusteau got upset and reminded Remy that he wrote in his book that anyone can cook. While Gusteau talked to Remy, Linguini tried cooking by mixing different things into the soup. Remy quickly climbed down and fell into the basin. Despite the trouble, he made his way to the soup. Linguini tasted his soup and didn't like it. Remy added spices, vegetables to improve it. He started cooking the soup himself. Linguini noticed what Remy was doing, and they exchanged glances. The head chef came to check the soup. Linguini took the chance to cover Remy with a lid. The head chef grabbed Linguini and yelled at him for cooking without permission, threatening to throw him out. Meanwhile, a waiter took some of the soup to serve to customers. The head chef ran to stop anyone from eating the soup, but he noticed there was no chaos inside. He looked through a window and saw a woman asking about the soup. The head chef got angry and yelled at Linguini, saying his job was over. The waiter came out and said customers wanted to see the head chef. Surprisingly, the head chef reported that the man liked the soup a lot. However, he still wanted to fire Linguini. The other staff reminded him of Gusteau's saying, "Anyone can cook." The head chef decided to let Linguini keep his job job, but said he would watch him closely. When they saw Remy, everyone wanted to kill the rat. Linguini caught Remy and trapped him in a container. The head chef ordered the rat to be killed, but Linguini argued that killing rats in the kitchen would harm the restaurant's reputation. Linguini decided to take the rat to the river to get rid of it. As he was about to throw the container into the water, he noticed the rat looking at him with sad eyes. Linguini said, "Don't look at me like that. You put both of us in danger. I need this job, so why am I talking to you?" The rat seemed to nod its head in response. Linguini was surprised and said, "You understand me?" The rat nodded again. Linguini admitted he couldn't cook, but since the rat could, he decided to keep it as a partner. Just then, the container fell into the water. Linguini jumped in to save the rat and the container. He said, "You help me, and I'll help you." The rat agreed. When Linguini opened the container, the rat ran away. Linguini was sad but went home on his bicycle. Feeling sorry for him, the rat returned. Linguini was happy to see it and took it home. He showed the rat around. They both went asleep. When Linguini woke up, he noticed all the food in the fridge was gone. He thought, "Did I really let the rat eat everything? It might run away with all my food." But then he saw that the rat had cooked a meal for him. The food was delicious. Linguini asked the rat what it had added to the food. The rat showed him. Linguini said, "The food is amazing, but you won't steal from now on. I'll buy you whatever you need." They then went to the restaurant together. Meanwhile, the restaurant's chefs read in the newspapers that Gusto's restaurant had regained its great reputation. The soup was especially praised. Linguini worried about how to hide the rat while entering the restaurant. He first thought of hiding the rat in his shirt and told the rat not to hurt him. The rat kept biting Linguini, making it hard for him to cook. Linguini moved to the kitchen warehouse, took the rat out, and complained about the rat's movements. He said he needed a plan so the rat could help him cook without causing problems. While Linguini talked to the rat, the head chef heard voices. He saw the rat, but it quickly hid, so the head chef couldn't find it. He scolded Linguini and left. Linguini had hidden the rat under a large hat. That evening, Linguini and the rat went back home. The rat pulled Linguini's hair to guide him while cooking. They practiced cooking together, with the rat giving directions. The plan was for the rat to sit on Linguini's head and guide him by pulling his hair when to add different ingredients. There were many funny moments while they practiced this way, and their friendship grew stronger. The next day, Linguini went to the restaurant to cook the soup again, with the rat guiding him from inside his hat. The head chef was very impressed with the soup. One day, the head chef found a letter from Linguini's mother stating that Linguini is Gusto's son. This made the head chef very angry because Gusto's will said that if no one appeared within 2 years, the head chef would become the restaurant's owner. The head chef was worried and anxious about this new information. The lawyer confirmed that Linguini was Gusto's son, but did not know it himself, which calmed the head chef. Meanwhile, a lady chef taught Linguini to cook new dishes. Customers came to the restaurant to try the new food from the same cook who made the famous soup. The head chef saw this as an opportunity to get rid of Linguini. He asked Linguini to cook a new dish. Linguini, who still wasn't very skilled at cooking, guessed which spices to use. The rat helped him by guiding him on what to pick and what to skip. After much effort, Linguini created a new dish. A waiter took it to a customer, and the head chef hoped that this time Linguini would be punished. Later, the waiter returned and said that customers loved the food. The restaurant was full of people ordering Linguini's special dishes. Linguini's food became the most popular in the restaurant, and everyone praised him. Linguini took the rat to another room and thanked him for all his help. Remy then saw another rat and realized it was his lost brother. He shared some expensive food with his brother. After eating, his brother told him that the rest of the family was still alive and had missed him a lot. The rat returned to his family, who were very happy to see him. Remy's father warned him to stay away from people, showing him how many rats had been killed by humans. Remy was upset, but insisted he wanted to do something good. Meanwhile, the head chef tried to get Linguini to drink and find out the truth, but failed. Then he made Linguini clean the whole kitchen, causing Linguini to faint. The next morning, Remy returned to the restaurant and found Linguini sleeping. He woke him up by pulling his hair. A lady chef named Colette Tattoo entered the kitchen and asked Linguini questions. While Linguini nodded in response, the rat continued to pull his hair to guide him. Colette told Linguini that she had helped him become a much better chef. "And now you don't even want to talk to me." Linguini woke up after being slapped by Colette. She was angry and left on her scooter. Linguini stopped her on the street, confessing that he liked her. They enjoyed their time together, but one day while riding a bike, the rat fell off and Linguini didn't notice. The rat was upset and left. eventually reuniting with the other rats. When Remy went back to the restaurant, he found it locked and searched for the key. He discovered a letter revealing that Linguini was the true owner of the restaurant. Remy ran with the letter, and the head chef chased him on a bike, but failed. Back at the restaurant, the head chef ordered Linguini to leave, but Colette declared that it was now Linguini's restaurant. The news of Linguini's new ownership spread, and the head chef was furious. Journalists interviewed Linguini, who gave all the credit to Colette. Meanwhile, the rat, feeling annoyed, watched from the sideline. A critic, known for hating the restaurant, announced he would test the food the next day. The head chef realized that the rat was the true chef behind the scenes. Later, Remy cooked for all the rats, sharing his food with his family. All the rats entered the restaurant and started gathering vegetables and spices. When Linguini returned and saw the rats, he thought they were there to steal and chased them away with a broom. Remy felt upset and agreed with his father that humans and rats could never be friends. The next day, the critic came to the restaurant, but no one could cook anything special. Remy was captured by the head chef, but the other rats saved him. The time to cook was running out, and Linguini was left helpless. Remy convinced his father and the other rats to help, and they began cooking. The health inspector arrived and saw the rats but was captured by them before he could leave. Rats cooked quickly and prepared a special dish called Ratatouille. When the critic tasted it, it reminded him of his childhood, and he was very impressed. The head chef, who was secretly observing, was shocked to see that the kitchen was full of rats. He was locked in a room by the rats. The critic wanted to meet the cook, so Linguini and Colette introduced him to Remy. The critic was amazed to learn that the rat had cooked the meal. The next day, the critic wrote positively about the restaurant and even featured Remy in his article. However, Gusto's restaurant eventually closed. But Remy and the rats started a new restaurant named Ratatouille, and the critic learned to cook there. The story ends with humans and rats living happily and peacefully, working together in the new restaurant.